with our concept of solving systems through substitution. I just want to refresh your memory in case you happen to forget what a system is. A system is a collection of two or more lines. A solution, or solving a system, is the point on the line where they both intersect, where it's true for both of them. So yesterday what we did, or in our previous lesson what we did, is we solved a system of equations through substitution. What we're going to do today, yesterday we always had a variable we could substitute.
Okay.
Notice that I could substitute x plus 3 for y, and then I could go through that way. But it's not always where you can see right away the variable that you need to have the substitute for. Okay, so again, our strategy today is that we are going to have to quickly identify which variable we are going to substitute. We're going to have to get one alone. And we're used to getting y alone, but sometimes it's not the fastest to get y alone. Our goal today is to move any one that doesn't have a coefficient. And that is our vocab word from a few units ago. Coefficient is a number in front of a variable. It means it's really fast to get it alone. It's really fast to find the substitute. Okay? Yesterday, the substitute was already found for us. Today, we're going to have to find it. So notice I have x minus 2y equals negative 1 and 2x minus 3y equals 4. I want you to look at these two equations and which variable could you solve for really fast? X, thank you. X, because x has nothing in front of it, so I wouldn't have to divide by anything. So I can quickly get x alone by moving 2y over. And I get x equals 2y minus 1. Now I have a substitute. I have a substitute for x. So that's the goal today. You want to be able to get a variable by itself, and you want to be able to get it by itself fast. You can always identify the ones you can get by themselves fast because they have nothing in front of them. All you got to do is move another term over. Here's my substitute. And this is a strategy from yesterday. The substitute goes in for the variable on the opposite equation. And then we keep in mind that we need an x and a y because we're solving a system, which means where do they intersect? So I have 2. In my substitute, notice that x is no longer x, it has a substitute. So my substitute is 2y minus 1, and then minus 3y equals 4. I'm going to be so careful because I don't want to make any kind of sign mistakes, because that's the worst when you go through all this algebra and then you made a sign mistake and you have to erase all your beautiful work. So distribute 4y plus a negative 2 plus a negative 3y equals 4. Combine like terms on the same side. You do not do the opposite because they're on the same side. You only do the opposite operation if you're going to the opposite side of the equal sign. So if you were thinking you should plus 3y, that is not accurate. So this turns into y plus a negative 2 equals 4. Y equals 6. That's my y. I'm only halfway there. Now I have to identify my x point. And that's when we go back to where we started. So we take this 6, we go back to the parentheses we made at first. So x equals 2 times 6 minus 1. 12 minus 1, 11. So these two lines intersect at the point 11, 6. Again, I use the same strategy as we learned previously. The difference was I had to quick find my substitute. My substitute wasn't found for me. I had to create it. All right, this next one, my goal for you is to look and identify which one can you use to find the substitute quickly. So I want you to take a minute and try to find the substitute. Okay, so as you can identify, the quickest one to get by itself is y on the bottom, this equation right here, because it has no number in front. So all I have to do is quickly subtract 5x, and y has its substitute. So y equals negative 5x minus 17. Y has a substitute, negative 5x minus 17, and that substitute is going to go in to the opposite equation. And now I can already see there is a lot of negatives going on here. So we have to be super careful. This is a definite plus negative situation. So I have negative 3x. I'm going to go ahead and write plus a negative right now. Plus a negative 3. Now I have a substitute for y. Remember, if a teacher has a substitute, the teacher doesn't stay there. The teacher disappears for the time being. So now the substitute comes in, negative 5x. I'm going to plus a negative again, plus a negative 17 equals negative, just kidding, equals 3. I forgot that I'm on the top equation. Okay, see what I did? Now you can go through solving. Be so careful. Please be so careful with your integers today. I'm going to distribute. Negative 3x plus a positive 15x plus 51 positive equals 3. Combine like terms on the same side. Negative 3 and 15 is what, 12? Yep. 12x plus 51 equals 3. Minus 51, and I get 12x is a negative 48. Divide by 12. Definitely use your calculator if you want to do these integer operations, because that's the worst thing in the world is to make an integer mistake. X is negative 4. Okay? Again, we're finding a point of intersection, so I need an x and a y. Now where do I go? I go back to the parentheses I started at. That's where I go. I went back to where I started. And then I get y equals, actually I'm going to scoot this over so I don't know where you can see it best. I'm just going to scoot it over here. Y equals negative 5 times x, negative 4, minus 17. 20 minus 17, 3. And that's how we do it. So your goal today, you can create the substitute. You don't need the substitute given to you.